Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see y'all coming in, pals. I see you, Aaron. I see you. Welcome, welcome. Let me get my music going. Let me just get this all going. I see you. I see you guys. Pals, you here bright and early, right on time. I see you, pals. Aaron, I see you like in the live. I appreciate you being here. Welcome to the last office hours for 2025. When it's sweet, let me just collect my points. And repost it. Hold on. How is the audio in the chat? Drop a thumbs up in the audio. What? The Enlightenment Coach, welcome on in. We're just getting started. Let me post up the live. Hold on. We are liking the live. Once we hit 5K likes, you guys know what to do. Once we hit 5K likes, we're going to go ahead and get started. Aaron, oh, let me restart that. Let me restart that. That's a good look. I like this mix. I got to save this. Let me post this to my story. So much things I did not say. And some thought more than sin change. Hey, we can do it on that beat then. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Broke it, set it, broke it, set it, broke it, set it, broke it, set it. Pop shot, so how you got extra, forget me not. When it's sweet, what you say? Fever. Welcome everybody as we are coming on in. We're grabbing our daily heartbeat and we are liking the live. Eve, welcome on in. Welcome on in. I see you guys. We're liking the live. Once we hit 5K likes, we're gonna what are we gonna do? The trending topic in healthcare. Listen, this is the last live for 2025. We're wrapping it up, okay? Welcome on in. I'm glad you're here. Aaron, I see you. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for the popular votes. Miss Eve, welcome on in. Thank you for liking the live. We're getting to 5K likes. You guys know what to do for the last time for 2025. Oh. Let me pull up my notes. Hold on, I gotta pull up my notes. Boy, boy. Aaron, I appreciate you. What? Did I post it to my story? Yes. Okay, we good. Boy, I am tired. Whoa, I am tired. And I get a little break. So I am tired. It's time for a reset. Everybody, welcome on in. Joe, come on in, come on in, come on in. We are going to get started real soon. Okay. Nope. Y'all can do the rest. I'm good. Is the audio still good with the music and my microphone? Thumbs up if in the chat. Is the audio still good with my the music and the microphone? Can we hear me? Aaron, I see you for reposting. I appreciate you. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay. 5K likes, we won't get started. Let's get there. Let's get to 5K likes, everybody. Welcome on in. Let's get to 5K likes so we can get started, so we can wrap up 2025. We gotta wrap it up. We gotta wrap it up. We wrapping it up. 2025 has been a year. Oh, oh. Okay, hold on. Let me make this bigger. I always amaze myself with these mixes that I find. I'm trying to pick myself up. It's been a day. It has been a day. Everybody, welcome on in, welcome on in, welcome on in, welcome on in. Dr. Foster, welcome on in. You made it right in time. We're getting to 5K likes and we're going to get started on our trending topic in healthcare. Welcome on in, everyone. Ooh. Can I say like this for the... Oh, I love this song. I'm just getting situated, y'all. We almost there. We almost there. Good. Perfect. And the room is nice and it's just us. Okay, I like this. This is gonna be good. I can breeze through this. Damn. Better than the rest. I see the 5K. I'm coming. Y'all, welcome, welcome, welcome. I see the room is nice and small today. I love this. I like this. I could breeze through and not get everybody, welcome to Office Hours with Dr. Johnson. It is 2025. Okay. We're wrapping up 2025. Throughout this whole live, I'm just gonna be just highlighting that it's 2025 when I'm wrapping up 2025. Okay. Okay, I like this. Okay, pals, you laughing at me? I like the pals. If anybody knows me, I like when the room is just small and just a couple folks in here, and I can just be me and just let me quickly breeze through this so I could before people come in. So my trending topic in health, can we quickly post it? Because when the people come in, they like to ask me questions, and sometimes I don't know if I got the questions. I always have the questions. Let me stop. Dr. Johnson, you always have the questions and the answers. Don't doubt yourself, Dr. Johnson. But y'all know how I get when the people come in. Okay, so perfect. Thank you. I appreciate you, Aaron, and I appreciate you, pals. So the trending topic today is going to be what's driving the rise in ADHD diagnosis among children and adults. Obviously, you guys know my trending topic in healthcare is going to, align with who I interview for today. Okay. What's driving the rise in ADHD diagnosis among children and adults? Okay. I found this article. It's an eye opener. Okay. So I wanted to make sure I shared it with you all. So ADHD, what is ADHD? Attention deficit hyperactive disorder is a most commonly diagnosed behavioral disorder in children, and the numbers are only expected to rise. Okay. The CDC reported, we love our news from the CDC. We like real news, real facts, real research. Okay. The CDC reported that in 2022, over 7 million US children aged 3 to 17 years old were diagnosed with ADHD, an increase of 1 million compared to the 2016. As you all know, the CDC, they compare their year. I don't know. I think it's because they don't do that report every year. I think they do it every couple of years. So in 2022, they did that one report, and then the previous one was done in 2016, because it will take some time for them to do that every single year, and research and money. Marcia, welcome on in. We're talking about ADHD. So it was a 1 million increase from 2016 to 2022. The elevated numbers aren't limited to children. According to the 2020-21 report in the Journal of Managed Care and Specialty Pharmacy, 8.7 million adults in the US have ADHD. Okay, so a lot of people got it. And that's all right. That's quite all right. So, ADHD is a chronic condition characterized by difficulty focusing, restlessness, and impulsive behavior. I want to repeat that because it's different. It's on a spectrum. People have it more severely than others, but I want to repeat that sentence. ADHD is a chronic condition characterized by difficulty focusing, restlessness, and impulsive behavior. So some folks may have it. Some folks may have it as severe than others. Okay. So, if untreated, ADHD can have severe negative consequences on physical and mental health throughout a person's life, including low self-esteem, chronic stress, fatigue, and higher risk of substance abuse. Robin, welcome on in. Welcome to Office Hours with Dr. Johnson. We're just briefly going over my trending topic in healthcare. Thank you for the follow. Okay. I just wanted to quickly bring this to you before I bring up my guests. What were we talking about? ADHD in children and adults. Okay, the rising numbers. The US has over 7 million children aged 3 to 17 who were diagnosed with ADHD. The US also has 8.7 million adults who have been diagnosed with ADHD. Okay. I like to make sure I shed light on these type of topics to let people know that, hey, you're not in this alone. These numbers, these statistics I'm bringing to you, millions of other people are going through what you're going through. So oftentimes when people are going through their mental health issues or their situations or their crises, they always feel like I'm in this alone, and there's a sense of shame. There's never a sense of shame. Did you see how many millions of people I just said? I want to repeat that number one more time. 7 million US children aged 3 to 17 have been diagnosed with ADHD. 8.7 million adults in the US have been diagnosed with ADHD. You are not alone. Okay, Dr. Lewis, welcome on in. Happy belated birthday. I see you. We're just briefly going over my trending topic in healthcare. It is ADHD in US among children and adults. Okay. Before we bring up my guests, I just wanted to make sure I provided you guys those statistics. Mr. Motivate, welcome on in. We were just briefly going over my trending topic in healthcare, which was what's driving the rise in ADHD diagnosis among children and adults. Okay. I don't have time to go through the full article with you, but I just wanted to make sure I provided you guys those statistics. Those numbers are important. Once again, with the new folks just coming on in, when people are going through their mental health crisis or their mental health situations, they always feel as though they are alone. However, this report, this real news, this real research that I'm sharing with you all, over 7 million US children aged 3 to 17 have been diagnosed with ADHD. 8.7 million adults in the US have been diagnosed with ADHD. So, when you're going through your own personal situations in life, just know that you are not alone. I just said millions. Once again, 8.7 million adults and over 7 million children have ADHD. You are not alone. And guess what? This also applies to other situations, other health crises, okay? You are not alone. There's never no shame in it. You have to acknowledge it, seek the help, and live your life well. Okay? Let's bring up my guest. Pals, can you see me? Can you hear me? What's going on, pals?
Hiya.
Okay, pals, this is interesting. Guess y'all, for y'all who are in here, this is the office hours today is a little bit different. Office hours, Dr. Lewis, I'm glad you're able to join. Dr. Lewis, if you can join for a little bit, if you can stick around for a little bit, stick around. Um, Office hours with Dr. Johnson today is a little bit different. This is my last office hours for 2025. Thank you so much for grabbing your daily heart. Before we get started, a thumbs up and a praying hands is me acknowledging you guys in the chat. Don't want to interrupt my guests or throw us both off, okay? But I'm just a thumbs up in the chat is me acknowledging you guys. Office hours today with Dr. Johnson is a little bit different, okay? Can you please repeat? Can you hear me? Dr. Lewis, thumbs up in the chat if you could hear me. Um, the office hours today is a little bit different. I'm dedicating this last office hours of 2025 to one of my moderators, who held me down and held down so many other people, okay, that we know about, okay? Held down Dr. Lewis too and help us out in the chat. So today's office hours is dedicated to Pals, and we're going to interview Pals. And why are we also interviewing Pals? Because she just launched her passion project, okay? And I'm all about community, and I'm all about when you're doing something and I know you're working on something and you're putting your all into it, I'm going to be your cheerleader. I am here, you know? So that's why Pals is here to promote her passion project that she is going to be launching at the top of the year. Okay, Miss L, welcome on in. I just brought up our guest, which is Pals, one of my moderators. I'm dedicating this office hours to her. It's my last office hours for 2025. Miss Ren Patrice, well, long time no see. You guys joined right on time. We're interviewing today Pals, one of my moderators. I'm dedicating this interview to her to wrap up 2025 to tell her thank you so much for all that she has done and helped Office Hours with Dr. Johnson be what it is today. Okay, so Pals, we had this conversation offline. You know, we're obviously you guys know. You know, this a working girl for real. She got a job for real in real life. And, you know, we got to protect our job in real life. Okay, so there's going to be certain things that she will be able to say and won't be able to say, but we just have to use our brains and use our context clues. Okay, so Pals, we all know you. Ren Patrice knows you. Miss L in the chat knows you. Love Universe Sharella knows you. Dr. Lewis knows you. But can you just briefly give us a rundown? You know who you are, what you do, and why you're here. It's all about you, Pals. It is all about you.
Hey, everybody. um, I'm Jasmine. I work as a legal secretary. I have ADHD, and so that is, love you too. That is where a lot of my time has gone recently. I spent a lot of time on this app. So, like Dr. Johnson said, a lot of y'all know me because I'm either in your chat or
Mm-hmm.
harassing you in the back channels. um, but yeah, I'm happy to be here.
I am happy you're here too. And like she said, she knows a lot of us. Okay. And I like to call Pals my chief of staff. Okay. She's a chief of staff for Office Hours with Dr. Johnson. And I know there's another creator, somebody else, I forgot the other name. I'm drawing a blank now. Somebody else calls you there. Yeah. What did she call you again?
The CFO.
CFO, yes, the chief. Yeah, the CFO. You're the CFO over there. She's the chief of staff over here. So guess what? That means you play a big role. Okay. So, Pals, I want to jump right into it. I know I won't hold you too long. And you guys, we're gonna wrap up just as quickly how we want to all wrap up 2025. We're gonna wrap this up too. Okay. Pals, I want you to briefly tell us about your passion project. Okay. I want you to briefly just give us what you feel comfortable sharing, obviously, but just give us a rundown of what it is and why you created this passion project. However, before you jump into that, Pals, um, the trending topic that I briefly spoke about, the ADHD, did that resonate with you? With me sharing that number, with me sharing how many millions of US children and US adults have the same diagnosis that you have, does that make you feel like, oh, okay, I'm not in this alone? Can you just briefly touch on that?
Yeah, definitely. It's there are. First of all, I mean, this has been a conversation that's been happening for a while, and a lot of people understandably so, I guess, have been skeptical because they're like, why all of a sudden are so many people being diagnosed with ADHD? But when you like read the studies and stuff, which I'm still learning, but um, it makes sense why more people are getting diagnosed now than they were previously, and especially with adults. Um, yeah, because in the beginning it was like they thought it was only like it only affected children. Oh, thank you, I appreciate
Right.
it. They thought it only affected children, and then they started following some of those children through life and was like, huh, that doesn't seem to go away. And actually, now that I'm looking at their parents,
Okay.
so yeah, it's something that I guess is shedding a lot more is having a lot more light shed on it now. Maybe because of social media, more people are like talking and sharing their stories and stuff.
Right. Right.
I'm grateful for it.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad to hear that, and thank you for sharing that perspective. But that's a good segue into your passion project. I like to call it her passion project, but I want to give Pals the opportunity to introduce it. I want to give Pals the opportunity to, kind of lay it down and give us the groundwork of what it is and why you created your project.
Well, well, I created a community, and it's over on school. It's called the Idea Cafe. You know, my name here is the Idea Barista.
Mm-hmm.
I picked that name because I usually am always in a cafe when I need to get work done because I can't concentrate at home usually.
Right.
And so it's kind of just been something that I've been known for. And I created it because, especially as I get older and I'm starting to realize how many people either have ADHD or have the symptoms of ADHD, and conversation happens, it's like, oh, there's a lot of us out here, but I don't see a whole lot of community around it. Like, it's a lot of content. I see a lot of content, and people go, oh, I resonate with that. But as far as like actually sharing stories outside of like leaving a comment in someone's video, it, I don't really see that. And then also having conversations in real life with people that that have ADHD, there's so many things that have never occurred to them because when you get diagnosed, you don't get prepared or like told what to do after that. It's just like, congratulations, you have ADHD. Now all of your funny quirks make a little bit more sense, but like
Right.
there's no like now what. So I created this community and the 6-week Map It and Move cohort to hopefully be able to help people um, learn more about their own patterns and what, if they were thinking before, like, how come I can't stick to anything? How come, like, I can't remember anything? What is wrong with me? That kind of, and a lot of us have thought that. Um,
Right.
just wanting them to know, like, hey, here's a safe space for you and people like you and
Mm-hmm.
me. And there is nothing wrong with you. Our brains just operate differently than what the traditional systems have forced us to work with.
Right. Someone in the chat was just asking you, were you in grade school when you were diagnosed, or were you diagnosed in adulthood?
I was diagnosed in my 30s. I
Okay.
was like 34 or 35 when I got diagnosed,
Okay.
um, which was very interesting because the more you learn about ADHD, I look back at my life and all of the things that other people noticed about me, and I go, how did y'all not notice that though? Like, how come I'm just getting diagnosed now? But
Right. For those of you just joining on in, I'm dedicating my last office hours to Pals, one of my moderators, aka my chief of staff. Um, and I wanted her to come on here and just share her passion project that she's been working on, that she's about to launch in the new year. So for those of you just joining on in, last office hours with Dr. Johnson is dedicated to Pals and sharing her passion project and sharing her journey on ADHD. Welcome on in. So a thumbs up or praying hands is me acknowledging you guys in the chat. Okay. Pals, I want to get back to you. I want to dig a little bit deeper. You said you're a legal secretary, right? That can be strenuous work. Okay. Your ADHD diagnosis, does that affect your day-to-day life? Does that affect how you work? Does that affect how you show up? Like, in what share what you feel comfortable sharing, but can you just kind of briefly give us, how does that affect you and how you show up for your day-to-day life and your work?
Well, it is. It's interesting. I think that previously it has shown up with me. Well, let me start here. I've never been considered gifted,
Okay.
especially like at school and stuff. So when it came to work, and I was able to dabble in things that I had never tried before, but that I found interesting, I was excelling at it. Um, and now, at the job that I have now is more, I guess, it's more structured. There's
Mm-hmm.
less creativity to it,
Okay.
and so it gets a little bit harder. I've been able to create, with my supervisor, some boundaries and
Mm-hmm.
understanding of, you know, what it's like for my brain, what the work looks like for me versus what it looks like for her, what she thinks it should look like.
Right.
Um, and so it's an interesting transition, but it is lovely to know that, like, the more research I do and the more I
Mm-hmm.
read up on it, I'm like, okay, it's not that I'm incompetent. It's that this system isn't working for me, and I can get the same thing done a different way if I'm just allowed to do that. Um, Having more knowledge about the diagnosis and what it entails, like executive function, like
Mm-hmm.
so many things, especially in places where an ADHD diagnosis is not understood. Things sometimes can feel or look like a moral failing, but when you realize, like, it's not a moral failing, it's neurological, and if I could just create systems to work around it, um, things get a little better.
Things get a little bit
I
better.
hope.
Okay. Yeah, I did. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Everybody, welcome on in. Last office hours with Dr. Johnson, interviewing pals, one of my moderators. We are going to jump into her passion project. My trending topic in healthcare today kind of segued into pals and what her project is, and just a little bit about, she aligns with my trending topic in healthcare, which was the rising of ADHD diagnosis among children and adults. So I just wanted to start this interview off with getting Pals' real raw everyday life and her experience as she navigates through her ADHD diagnosis and how she's still able to show up. Now, Paz, let me ask you something. Do you allow that to hinder you to do whatever you want to do in life, or do you push through it? How do you get through it? Do you push through it? Okay, I want to see if my tough love, kind of resonated with you any type of way. Do you know that you're more than enough? Do you push through your diagnosis, spouse?
I'm trying.
Forget them people on here. It's just me and you right here. We're in the office hours with Dr. Johnson. Forget all the people in here. Forget the chat. Do you push through whatever is going on in that brain that you are more than enough and that you can do it? Are you able to push through?
It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yes and no.
Okay.
I feel like with the tough love and the community, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of y'all on this app, um, quite frankly, if it wasn't for y'all,
Mm-hmm.
the Idea Cafe wouldn't exist.
Okay.
So on the one hand, it's like I am I am pushing myself.
Good.
If a year ago somebody said, like, oh, you should start a business, I'd have been like, yeah, that's funny. Like, I would have laughed it off and just kept going on my way.
Right.
Even with the diagnosis, I feel like I'm doing things now that I never would have thought that I would be doing.
Good.
I still do need to push through and
Mm-hmm.
apply to places that seem I'm working through it. But
Good.
to answer your question, yes, is
Okay.
I'm pushing through it. I'm working with it. Um, I think also maybe it's a little bit easier with the Idea Cafe and the cohort, just because not only is it something that I care about, I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
quite frankly, I feel like it's just more meaningful.
Mm-hmm.
um, and so, like, I want to put my time and effort into it.
Okay. Okay, thank you for sharing it. Thank you for being vulnerable. And in the chat, they said, I hear you. I don't know if you peeped that in the chat, but they were all leaning in, pals. They were leaning in to listen to you if you how you're going to respond to that. Pals, let me ask you something. It was reported that the pandemic played a role in increased mental health concerns and various diagnoses. During the pandemic or after the pandemic, did that play effect on you? Miss Rolanda, welcome on in. Welcome on in. Thank you. Did the pandemic play effect on your overall mental health? And that could include stress, anxiety, depression, because that was reported amongst not only the youth, but with children, with parents, with teachers, with working professionals. How did that play a role on you? Pause for a minute. Miss Rolanda, I'm coming for you in 2026. Please prepare for your office hours with Dr. Johnson interview. Ma'am, I'm coming for you. Back to you, pals.
Um, the pandemic was interesting. I think that I was nervous and scared because I didn't know what was gonna is money wise. I didn't know if I was gonna get laid off. I didn't know if I was gonna get furloughed and stuff like that. But
Okay.
as far as like, I was one of those people that enjoyed lockdown. Like I didn't leave my apartment.
Okay. You
I
enjoyed the
didn't leave my
lockdown. Why?
apartment. That
Because
was in
you did not
lockdown.
have to mix and mingle with the public. You were just able to be in your confined space. Was that why you liked the lockdown?
It was that, and
Mm-hmm.
also because I was home, I was able to like try new things and stuff. Like I started like two YouTube channels during lockdown. I started learning a new language. Actually, no, I was learning a new language before that, but I had more time to like focus on that now. Aaron said I loved lockdown. Yeah.
Miss Rolanda said she was
The
able to start
introverted.
new things. Okay, Miss Rolanda said she learned makeup. Aaron said he loved the lockdown. Okay, so there's a lot of people who actually loved the lockdown, and Miss Rolanda said she got new contracts. So the lockdown allowed you to work on other things outside of your 9 to 5. Okay, let me turn the question around again. Pals, when it was time to come back to work, did that take a toll on your mental health? Did that take a toll on your ADHD? Were you able to focus? Were you able to lock back in and get back into your regular routine after the pandemic was over and folks had to go back to work? They already saying nope in the chat.
um, I think I transitioned fine. I was just angry because I think I was like, we proved for like a year and a half that we could work from home. Why are we here? Like it was more of that, but
Okay.
and because of the type of work that I do, there was a lot less like, it was locked down, so there weren't enforcement cases. There weren't
Right.
people asking, like, trying to do the things that they need to do to like get an outside job or stuff like that. So
Right.
there was a while where coming back to work was pretty slow.
Okay.
Um, but you know, it was more so. I don't think it affected my mental health. Like, I don't think I was depressed. I was just more like, oh, this is proof that I need to try to find something else. I need to do something else because I don't want to go to an office 5 days a week for some stuff that I do electronically.
Mm, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. I want to pause right there and I want to read this quick tidbit of information. Why is it important to diagnose and treat ADHD in children? In children, untreated moderate to severe ADHD is associated with academic, social, and emotional difficulties. I'll repeat. In children, untreated moderate to severe ADHD is associated with academic, social, and emotional difficulties that can interfere with development. Okay. Mild ADHD, on the other hand, does not necessarily need to be treated. Instead, a cautious wait and see approach that includes environmental adjustments, more structure, adjusting instruction to meet their learning style, and other supports that we know are good for children in general. So overall, it's good to try to identify it in children so that once they become adults, they can know how to navigate their brain because we all have a special brain. All of our brains are different. We don't all have the same brain. Pals, let's jump back to you, Pals, okay? Um, your passion project, the title of it. Drop it to us because I love the title of it. Can you drop it to us?
So the cohort is called Map It and Move.
Okay.
The community that it is housed in is called the Idea Cafe.
Okay. So let me ask you something. What do you want those who sign up for your cohort to gain from it? What's the overall purpose?
I
If I were to join, what do I gain from Map It and Move It?
um well, for one thing, you would be able to map your patterns. Like
Mm,
it's possible that like I know that I didn't before, I started doing this research, but there are a lot of people that just know that they struggle with certain things, but they don't
okay.
actually pay attention to their patterns. And
Right.
so they may think I just can't do something versus like being able to point out like, well, if I had the right framework or if I had the right support system, I can do that thing. It just might look a little bit different. So the outcomes that I would love for the people in the cohort to get is being able to identify their patterns, choose frameworks that actually work for them,
Mm-hmm.
decide on or create support systems to help those frameworks become more successful, learn how to adapt when inevitably that system that you just created doesn't work, because it does. Not every system works for every task you're doing. It's not going to
Exactly.
work every time. So if you
Exactly.
right, so by the end of the 6 weeks, I want them to have a toolkit that they have built for support systems and tools and frameworks that work specifically for their brain. It's built
Mm-hmm.
by them for them, and they can leave with the confidence and resources that they need to work on for like future projects and try new things, maybe things that they were afraid to try before because they thought they just couldn't do it.
Right, right. I love that. Thank you for breaking that down. Everybody, welcome on in for those of you who just joined. Today, my last office hours is going to be dedicated to one of my moderators, pals. Okay, and we're just discussing ADHD, and we're also discussing her passion project. Pals, let's get a little bit vulnerable. Obviously, you're going to share what you feel comfortable sharing. Was it hard creating this project? Was it hard pushing it out? Can we get a little bit a little transparency here? How was the overall experience? Because I know
Woo!
it on the back end. I know it. Okay, but
Yeah,
I want this vulnerability. We need to, instead of masking our vulnerability, we need to thrive on it. Okay.
yeah.
I want to hear about your journey creating your passion project, and you're about to launch it January 5th. How
Yes.
was it creating this project? Lean in, Dr. Henry. I'm leaning in.
Yeah, it was a mixture of I don't know. It was like abject horror again. The beginning, thinking like, who am I to be trying to help other people with this as I'm also navigating it myself?
Right.
But and then also dealing with the for people that I have told about it or that I have shown them the like itinerary. I hate calling it a curriculum. I don't know
Hmm.
what else to call it.
It's
But
a
what the
curriculum. You created your own curriculum. Stand on it. You are an instructional designer. You created your own curriculum. You better call it that. From a professor, you better call it your curriculum. That's your intellectual property. So you created your curriculum. Continue. Sorry to cut you off.
that's okay. um, but it was fun actually creating it. It was
Hmm.
terrifying telling people about it, and then it was I don't know how to describe it. When people read it or heard about it and they were like,
Hmm.
I'm your target audience, or
Mm.
I know people that this will help or whatever. And I'm like, no, there's still
Hmm.
part of my brain like
Hmm.
these people love me. They care about me. They're being nice. But I know that the stuff that I'm learning, that I've learned while building this has helped me. I'm not a
Right.
unicorn.
Right.
I'm not unique.
Right.
um, and then also there was this like, there was this one person while I was building this the cohort and the community. There was this one guy that I was talking
And
to
curriculum.
who actually the curriculum, and there's this one guy that actually does the same thing, but he's like well known. I was part of his cohort for like a short while,
Mm-hmm.
and I was talking to him about it, and I was just like, people have said that I like help them with certain things, and literally all I asked them was a question. They did everything else, and it was him, it was Leanne, it was uh, you, a lot of the people in this chat, Halicu, that was like, people are telling you that you're helping and
Right.
that your insight is helping.
Right.
Don't don't question that. So
Right.
it was a mixture of of emotion. It was fun, it was
Mm-hmm.
scary,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm like, I'm actually building this thing and trying to launch it. Again, a year ago, me looking
Right.
forward would be like, you got the wrong girl. Sorry.
Right. Right. Now that you said that, I just want to briefly remind you of a couple conversations that we've had here on Office Hours with Dr. Johnson, where we discuss imposter syndrome. And it
Don't
sounds
make
like
me
as
cry.
no, yeah, I know. We're not taking it there. And we've discussed the imposter syndrome a couple of times. Not only to you, I've discussed it with you in other rooms and even off live. We've discussed the imposter syndrome. But when you are creating something, when you are the head honcho, when you are the instructional designer, when it is your intellectual property, you are the subject matter expert. So you can't, going forward, as you launch your passion project January 5th, you cannot allow those negative comments and the naysayers to cloud your judgment. Okay? You
Yeah.
created this for a reason. And the people that are already telling you, oh, this is going to be for such and such. Oh, this is going to be for me. Oh, this is going to work. Oh, this resonates with me. The people that are already coming to you with that, and it hasn't even been launched yet. So this
Yes.
once again, I just want to remind you, we're not gonna get dig too deep in it because I don't want you balling again on the live again with the people them like the last time. But I just wanted to remind you that imposter syndrome, do not let it consume you because the devil is a lie. And it will come and it will consume you. Okay. This is coming from personal experience, not coming from judgment. This is coming from personal
Not at all.
experience too. The devil is a lie and the imposter syndrome will come and take over. Okay. The short stuff said in the chat, she detects no lies. And
The
Miss Leanne is in the
404.
chat talking about something. Tell her, Dr. Johnson. I'm telling her. I'm trying to. That's why she's here. Pals, let me ask you something. You and I, we know a lot of people on here. And in the various conversations that we have, we're always discussing, yes, we're showing up here on this app, but we're also working on XYZ, right?
Hmm.
You are about to launch your XYZ. What would you say to those who are still working on their passion projects, still having to show up, still kind of like in the I don't know phase or in the beginning, in the planning phases, motivation wise, what would you tell said person about their journey to
Ooh.
create their passion project? Because you've done it, you've did it, and you're about to launch it January 5th. Glow Turmeric, welcome on in.
Hmm.
What would you say to those folks? Because there's a lot of them. I'm not dropping no names, but there's a lot of rooms that you and I go into, and there was always one or two people. Hey, I come here on TikTok, but I'm also working on such and such.
Yeah. Well, for one thing, I would remind them to kind of like the last question you always ask, remember your why.
Oh,
Remember.
oh, oh my gosh! I love when my people do. Oh, okay, pals. Okay, so you're gonna quote Dr. Johnson. Okay,
Yes.
okay. Sorry, let me lean back instead of leaning in. Let me lean back. I'm gonna let the pastor take it away. I'm gonna let Pastor Pals take it away.
No, honestly,
Oh,
like remember to remember your why, because like, and also to make sure that you are authentic
hey.
in your why,
Okay,
because there people have different reasons for doing things. Like there are
they
some
do.
people that um are doing it because they're like, in my case, I'm like, I'm looking at the people around me who also have the same sort of struggles as me, and they're like, you know they feel stuck,
Oh,
and
yep.
then having one conversation, they're like, I never thought about it like that. um so that's like why I'm doing it. For somebody else, it might be that I knew somebody that was like, this is, I mean, it's not really the same thing because it's not like launching a business, but they
Mm-hmm.
really, really wanted to get a CDL. They like, I have no, what's the word? I have no intention of like driving a truck, but like both of their parents were truck drivers. So it was like something very important to them to get the
Okay.
CDL.
Okay.
Now I'm like, if you're going to spend the time and the effort and the money and everything to do that, it's something that's important to you. If it's the money and that's important to you, as long as you're authentic and you're honest about that, you know, I think it'll remind you why you're doing it and keep you on the path, as
Right.
opposed to stopping halfway and going, why am I doing this?
Right.
And granted, like I've asked myself that as well, like what, like why am I even trying this? But like because I have my why, it always comes back to me. I'm like, this is important. It would have been important for me. This, I didn't know that this existed, you know what I mean? Or like it
Right.
didn't exist for me
Right.
at the time. So I guess that's what I would say is know why you're doing it, and also maybe ask yourself, like, if you see a gap, are you okay with that gap like remaining? If not, you might be the one that needs to fill it. Hi,
Okay.
Dr. Lisa.
Okay. I like that. I want to switch gears. Okay, I want to get into an important topic. Okay, everybody just joining on in, welcome. I'm dedicating my last office hours with Dr. Johnson of 2025 to one of my moderators, pals. Okay, we're discussing, my trending topic was the rise in ADHD in children and adults, and then we're also discussing her passion project that she's launching January 5th. Okay, everybody, this is not your regular office hours. This is me pouring back into one of my moderators who has poured so much into me. Okay, pause. I want to
Oh.
switch gears because we've had a lot of conversations in my room as it relates to medications, okay? And as it relates to ensuring that you are well and ensuring that you are exploring all of your options to make sure that this keeps going, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Before we jump into this topic, no judgment here. And in the chat, no judgment in the chat either. This is resourceful. This is just informational. This is just going back and forth with different ideas, different perspectives, okay? As it relates to medication, how do you feel about medication? And for example, when I say medications, I'm talking about like Ritalin. I'm talking about Vyvanse. I'm talking about Adderall. How do you feel about medication as it relates to combating your ADHD and ensuring that you can show up for your everyday life, family, friends, work, etc.? What's your take on medications? Feel free, share what you feel comfortable sharing. But I want to hear from somebody who, you're deep in it. Are you to? I don't know if I'm violating HIPAA, but I'm sure you're going to feel comfortable sharing what you want to share.
Yeah. No, so I am supposed to take Adderall and Wellbutrin.
Okay.
And the only reason why I don't is because it's a controlled substance and you need to
Right.
get, you have to get a psychiatrist. And my psychiatrists keep retiring.
Mm.
And also it's expensive. Like
Mm-hmm.
the Adderall was like $130 a month or
Okay.
$113 a month or something. So I couldn't afford it.
Okay.
So what I was doing was I still, like, whenever I would get a bottle,
Mm-hmm.
I take it when I need. I notice, well, see, okay. I guess it's an individual thing. If
Mm-hmm.
you feel like you need it, I would say try it
Okay.
if it's prescribed to you, because you may realize, like, I don't like the way I feel, or like
Mm-hmm.
I'm supposed to take this twice a day. Like the Adderall, I'm supposed to take it twice a day. But I would notice that, like, when I took it, I would be wired. Like I would be good for like 2-3 days, and
Okay.
then I would feel the slump again, and I'm like, all right, well, I guess I need to take another one.
Mm-hmm.
So, but also, from what I think I understand, not a clinician,
Mm-hmm.
but just conversations that I've had, um, it does alter your brain chemistry. So I believe, like, if you stop taking it and
It can.
you're
Right.
supposed to, and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't, it's not great. So, and I'm not really well versed on all of the medications that are out there, but there is a book that I'm reading from Dr. Russell. What's his name? Dr. Russell Barkley. I
Mm-hmm.
think he helped like write the DSM-5, or at least he like helped edit it. And he has a book that talks about all the medications. It's audio book, so it's a lot. I kind of skipped over that
You
part.
know what? I keep hearing about these audiobooks. I want to get into audiobooks.
I'm into it.
Instead of putting on Netflix, I'm gonna put on an audiobook.
Do it.
I'm gonna add that to my 2026 list. Dr. Johnson needs to listen to audiobook. Yeah.
Do it.
Pals, I want to kind of stay on this. I want to stay on this topic. Everybody, welcome on in. I appreciate you guys all sharing out the live. Today's office hours is a little bit different. We're talking to pals. We all know pals, okay? Um,
Hi.
Pals, a while ago we had a conversation. Um, I can't remember if it was an office hours with somebody else or a panel, but we had a conversation where folks were talking about they just gonna pray it away. Those folks who just want to pray away their illness and against medications as it relates to their mental health. They're just going to pray it away and, find their own resources. What, for somebody like you, in your position and your experience, what would you say to somebody like that who's like, hey, I don't want the medications. I'm opposed to the medications. What would you say to them? Or what would you recommend to them?
Hmm. If they are opposed to, well, let me start here. When it comes to people's like religion and stuff, I just kind of steer clear because I'm not
Okay.
trying to like offend anybody or whatever.
Right.
I
And it's no,
have like,
sorry, I didn't do my disclaimer. It's no judgment here. We all know I'm a Christian. Okay. I only know one God, and that's Jesus. Okay. However, you can have Jesus and you can be on medication and you can seek therapy and go talk to a therapist, okay?
yes.
We're supposed to cast our burdens to him, but he created science. Didn't he create science? Don't make me preach to y'all. Let's use our additional resources, okay? So when I talk about topics like this that are a little bit controversial, it's not to, down anybody else who does that or to
Right.
down anybody else who has that perspective. Never that over here, okay? Okay, they're saying
No.
chat. Okay, I appreciate y'all in the chat. I see you guys. But pals, yeah, please. I keep cutting you off, but I just want to make sure I put that disclaimer. Okay, because you can pray away. There's a lot you can pray away, but you better go sit down behind somebody's desk or on somebody's couch and tell them people your problems, and you better go pick up your medications at CVS or Walgreens. I'm sorry, pals. Continue.
No, it's fine. But yeah, along that vein, I'm like, I guess it would depend on the person and how open they are to having that conversation with a
Right.
professional. If they're just like, I'm not touching it with a 10-foot pole, I'm not going to try to convince them to talk to something like they know that, but I would probably, you know, if I'm helping them, if you're not going to do medication and you're still struggling, then there are other ways that you need to figure out how to get the things that you want to get done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You've got to work around that. Um,
My Christian coach in
and
the
so,
chat just said,
that
I'm sorry to cut you off, but my Christian coach in the chat just said you can't pray away everything. I'm sorry, I couldn't just let that slide. I'm sorry to cut you off, pals. My Christian coach in the chat just said you can't pray away everything. Yes, we know there is a God, and yes, we know he works in mysterious ways, and yes, we cast our doubts over to him. However, there's something called a therapist. There's something called a psychologist. There's something called a clinical social worker. I even found out there is a psychiatric clinical social worker. Okay, there are resources. Once again, Christian coach in the chat said you can't pray away everything. I'm sorry to keep cutting you off, ma'am. Faith without work is D. We have to do the work. I'm sorry to cut you off, pals.
it's okay. No, but yeah, so I think that's where things like systems building and stuff would have to come into play. If they're just like,
Right.
I'm not touching it, or I mean, like it may not even necessarily be. Well, I don't know. That's a conversation they would have to have with their psychiatrist
Right.
or their
Okay.
general peer or something.
Right.
Um, right. I mean, there are options that they can take, but if they are very against one thing, and they may need systems, I can help with that. But like,
Okay.
I'm not going to try to convince anybody of, it's all about autonomy. It's
Yeah.
the reason why the cohort is structured the way it is. It's like what works for me or him or whatever may not work for thee. So
Do y'all see how she just did that? I like how she segued and gave that little shameless plug. Did y'all see that? I like that. Okay, I like that. I like that. Look at you. And can we drop subject matter expert in the chat? Can we drop subject matter expert in the chat? Because I'm gonna tell your business a little bit, okay? Pals messaged me and said, Dr. Johnson, I'm not no subject matter expert. I said, don't you dare tell me that. No, I'm gonna be real with the people them. I'm gonna be real with the people them because you told me you're not no subject matter expert. You created a product. You created an intellectual property. You're a subject matter expert to what you created. Okay, that's all I'm not gonna drop no other business like that. But I'll share that with you. Can we drop subject matter in the chat? Did you see how this subject matter expert just shamelessly plugged her product that she's launching January 5th? Drop subject matter in the expert in the chat and start playing with folks.
so
I wanna wrap up this interview with just continuing to discussing the mental health because I find that it is so important and it aligns with your passion project. And I'm calling it a passion project because I saw the work that you put into it. Hold on, TikTok wants to do the puzzle. I saw the work that you put into it, Miss Pals, aka Jazzy. So I know you put your heart and soul, blood, sweat, and tears into it. Okay, um, Miss Pals, as it relates to your mental health, what do you do? How do you stay on top of your mental health? Okay. And this aligns with your passion project. What do you do? And I know you do a lot. I know you be in a lot of people's rooms. Do you ever take the time to disconnect and put yourself first, Miss Pals? What does Miss Pals do to stay on top of her mental health overall? Dr. Henry said she's always passionate about helping others. She definitely is. She definitely is.
I think y'all aren't gonna like my answer.
Okay, it's
So
transparency.
two things that I do. So, the introvert in me, I think in order for me to recharge and just be the pals y'all know and,
Mm-hmm.
I need solitude sometimes. And so one of the things I do is sometimes I'm here at the office until midnight because it's genuine. I live in New York City and I live in a studio apartment. There's no privacy, there's no quiet. This is the only place that I have quiet. And I can either sit in silence or work on content or read. It's sad, but this is the only place that I could be where there aren't any other people and there's no other noise either. The other thing I do is I take the bus everywhere. I love driving the bus because I just look out the window and people watch and make stories about them in my head and learning the Korean language too. Yes, learning Korean. Although sometimes it's stressful because I don't like learning vocabulary, but I love Korean grammar. Korean grammar. Anyway.
Okay. Y'all see the did y'all just see the passion? Did y'all see the passion? Pals. Your last question, okay? Because I know we won't have it for a specific amount of time. I know you told me no, you're not keeping too long. Da, 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 da. Pals, as it relates to your overall why, as it relates to you continuing to show up, not only for yourself but others around you, as it relates to you showing up for the people in your agency, LYIA, why does Pals continue to show up? Why does Pals continue to do what she does? What is Pals' overall why?
Well, I didn't know this question was coming.
Right, yeah, you should have had this written down. This was your time for your Oscar speech. You should have had this written down, ma'am.
I know.
But I'll give you your mini.
No. So I guess my overall why is, well, I think in the beginning, oh, that's horrible. I was going to say, I think in the beginning, a lot of it was trauma. I wanted people to like me. Yeah, I wanted people to like me. So I showed up everywhere I could. But then now, here on TikTok between you and LYIA, the energy is reciprocal. The same way, I show up for people, they show up for me tenfold. It makes me emotional sometimes. And then as far as with building, doing this with ADHD and stuff, I needed this. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I, ah,
Mm-hmm. Take your time.
I grew up. I grew up thinking I was so stupid, and
Mm.
being told that I was stupid
Mm-hmm.
and lazy
Mm.
and unmotivated,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody like was helping me.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know I needed help. I just thought that's
Mm-hmm.
just who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so one of the things that I knew I did well was
Mm-hmm.
if I said I was going to do something for somebody, I did it. I showed up, and
Okay.
people liked me for it. So I think it started there.
Okay.
Um, but now it's like I said, the energy is reciprocal, and now I know that there are times, even if it was unintentional, people tell me like, you really helped me with, like, for example, with the ADHD stuff, just saying something
Mm-hmm.
as simple as, this is a
Mm-hmm.
neurological thing. It's not a
Right.
moral failing. There was a lady that I was talking to. She was 70 or in her 70s. And she started crying. She was like, I never thought of it that way. No one has ever said that before. And in my head, I
Right.
was just like, I was just talking.
Right. Right.
But um, so knowing that just showing up and giving your opinion and trying to be as um, understanding as possible,
Mm-hmm.
especially since I might be slightly farther along than other people.
Okay.
That's another way that I can help that is meaningful. And I could possibly make a difference if more people, you know,
Mm-hmm.
learn a little bit more about themselves and how they can work with their own like patterns and likes and dislikes and all that stuff.
Right. Right. I love that.
I told you not to make me cry. I'm blaming you for this,
Yeah,
by the
and guess what?
way.
That's all right, because guess what? Office Hours with Dr. Johnson is always, always, always about transparency, and it's always, always, always about representation, and it's always, always, always about you're not the only one going through this as well too. So I think somebody said in the chat that they got tears in their eyes too. But guess what? What you're feeling, or what you have felt, or what you have gone through, somebody, at least one person in the chat, has gone through it too. Hey, somebody in front of you, me, has gone through that too. The people pleasing, the showing up so much for others. Hey, I've been there, I've done that. But just know, first and foremost, thank you for sharing that. Thank you for being vulnerable, and thank you for continuing to show up. Okay. But I just want to address one thing that you had mentioned. You just wanted to make sure people liked you. We have to make sure that we are living our life not for others and for ourselves. Okay. So make sure as you continue to do what you do, as you continue to show up for yourself, make sure you're not losing yourself. Okay.
Facts.
As you continue to grow your passion project, make sure you're not trying to appease the people for them to just like your passion project. Your passion project is your intellectual property. Okay.
Yeah. No. And I appreciate that. The one thing that I do know for a fact is like with this project, I know
Mm-hmm.
what my limitations are. I know what my what I can speak on, what I can't speak on. I'm not
Right.
helping you if I'm just trying to appease you. I'm not
Right.
helping you, and I'm not helping me either, because you're gonna leave the cohort going, I didn't learn anything, or she just told me
Right.
what I wanted. She was basically ChatGPT. She just appeased me the entire time.
Right.
I
Right.
appreciate that though.
Right. Right. So, pals, once again, thank you so much for all that you do. Before I drop you down, I do just want to tell you thank you so much for all that you have done. Thank you so much for the consistent encouragement. Okay, because I don't know if y'all know, but Pals connected with me way back when I first started to go on lives. Way back before I started even doing office hours as a thing, I was just coming on here and teaching healthcare administration. And Pals got sent my lives by way of other folks, and she just stuck with me. So I appreciate you sticking with me, and I appreciate you assisting me in growing my community. Look where I'm at now, Pals. Pals, look where I'm at now, pals. Okay, back in February when the TikTok human talk thing first started, that's when we first connected. Pals, look where you have assisted me in getting to where I'm at right now, pals. Okay, so I owe this to you and a couple other my moderators, but I wanted to make sure that I dedicated this to you, pals. Once again, look where I am at. Let me lean back on that and let that resonate for you, pals. Look where I'm at,
Yeah.
pals. The messages in my inbox from the people them are like, Dr. Johnson, I appreciate this so much. Thank you for this. Hey, what else do you do? Pals, the people that are asking
I
me, Dr. Johnson,
know.
is there any other way I could support you? Do you have a product? How else can I support you? And pals, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I was so scared and nervous to show up.
I
And
know. I remember. Y'all.
you and a couple other people were in my inbox was like, you need to do this. You need to continue showing up. There's something about you, the way how you teach. You need to continue showing up. So, pals, when I say I dedicated this to you, I dedicated this to you. So thank you so much, and I appreciate you.
Thank you. No, y'all, literally, there were times when I would go into his live and I would be like the first one there and I'd start sharing it. I'd be like, stop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
At the point where she wanted people to see. And he's like,
Right.
no.
Yeah. Just keep it. Just keep it small and keep it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, pals, once again, I tell you so many times I appreciate you and all that you do. So thank you so much. But I just want to make sure I publicly tell you as well, too, in front of all of our people. Thank you so much. I appreciate all that you do. And I'm so proud and so grateful that we are connected here on TikTok. And I'm so proud that you have finally created your passion project and it is launching January 5th. Okay. It is launching January 5th. This is a big CEO. This is a big subject matter expert. Okay. Not saying you're perfect. We have a couple other things we got to work on. Okay, you know what other things I want to help you work on. We have a couple of things that we want to work on. Okay, we got to work on that graduation. We got to work on that big jobs. There's a couple of things we're gonna work on, but we're gonna leave that for 2026, ma'am. Okay.
Yes, big little, what did I call you? Big little professor, doctor, brother.
Right.
I'm
Yeah. Because
listening.
right. Cause I thought we were on the same age, but you're older than me. So yeah, big little brother. Little big brother. Yeah, little big brother. Yes, exactly. Yes, Miss Leanne in the chat is talking about some big boss, big business. Exactly.
Hey,
Pals, once again, thank you so much for taking the time to step into office hours with Dr. Johnson. I know numerous of times you are on the other side. You are on the other side making sure the chat is chatting. You are on the other side making sure my layout is good. So I'm so glad that you have the opportunity to be an interviewee and we get to know you and I get to thank you overall. Okay.
well,
So I
thank
appreciate
you.
you so much, and everybody. And also, before you go, pals, I told you this on the other day off live too, and I want to make sure I tell you in public. You've introduced me to such great people. You've connected me with such great professionals on here that really align with what I want to do with my page and how I want to grow my page. So once again, just thank you so much for connecting me with all the people that you have connected with me with, and all the people you've connected with me with. They know who they are. So I appreciate you guys for always consistently showing up for me. I appreciate that. And I appreciate how you guys appreciate my craft. This is my craft, and I love how you guys show up for me. So thank you for that. If you came from me by way of pals, thank you. I appreciate you. Okay. We wrapping up 2025.
Let's go home.
Pals, we are wrapping up 2025. We are wrapping up 2025, ma'am. I normally, my office hours, I have a trending topic in healthcare, then I have an interview, and then I do my professor tips. I don't have no tips for y'all. The only tips I have for y'all is January 7th, the day before my birthday, my conference, the Empowerment Summit. Okay? We're bringing in the new year, the Empowerment Summit. New year, new goals, new mindset. My moderator, aka my chief of staff, will be moderating and holding me down. Okay, that's my professor tips for the day. I appreciate all y'all coming out. I appreciate all you guys stepping into the room. Let's jam out for one last minute. Can I get some deuces in the chat, pals? I appreciate you so much. Okay. Can we drop in the chat? I see it. Congratulations. I appreciate you. Can we drop in the chat 2026? Rewrapping this year up. Can we just drop in the chat? Just drop in the chat 2026. That's what I'm looking forward to. Just drop in the chat 2026. And the deuces. I see you. Oh. Oh, sorry. Okay, we wrapping 2020. Oh, there we go. I see you. I see you. I see you 2026. I see it. Okay, y'all, be wrapping it up. Let me get serious real quick. Let me get Dr. Johnson for y'all real quick. 2025. This is the last office hours of Dr. Johnson for 2025. I appreciate every single one of you. I'm showing up. Didi Love, I appreciate you just joining on in. I see you. We wrapping it up. Come back January 7th, my birthday. We're gonna do the empowerment summit. Dr. Henry, shout out to you. I see you. Short stuff. I see you. Miss L, I see you. Miss Janine Christian Coach, thank you so much for dropping that scripture early on. I appreciate you. I see you. Miss Leanne, I see you. Thank you so much for being here. We are wrapping up 2025. Y'all have a blessed year. I'm not going live for the rest of the year. I'm done. I'm tired. I'm walk. My back is tear off. My back is tear off. For the Jamaicans in the chat, y'all know what I'm talking about. My back tear off from 2025. Okay, we just wrapping up 2025 because 2025 was rough. Okay, my back is tear right off. We wrapping it up. What is that, pals? What is that? I appreciate you, pals. What is that? Countdown to joy. Pals, I appreciate you. What is that? We wrapping it up. We wrapping it up now, okay? Don't do none. I appreciate you guys. Countdown to joy. What is the okay? I appreciate you, pals. Thank you. We wrapping it up. Don't save that for the conference. Don't we just it's appreciation. Okay, thank you so much. You see, now I get nervous. Wrap it up. We're not doing that no more. You guys have a blessed night. Have a blessed new year. We're bringing in 2026 blessed, okay? I'll see you guys January 7th, my birthday, the Empowerment Summits. New year, new goals, new mindset. That's what I want. That's what I want us all to be on for 2026. New year, new goals, new mindset. Okay, wrapping it up. Don't send me nothing else. I don't know what y'all got going on. Okay, and I appreciate y'all. Bye. Good night.